Well, we're back racing in the UK this Monday, and joining me to look ahead to the card is Frank Hickey, our horse racing trader. And Frank, a big 10 races at Newcastle on the Tapeta. You fished out a few picks for us. The first race we're going to look at is the 1 o'clock, a 1 mile handicap. And Michael Appleby's Stone Mason caught my eye here. He's likely to be one of the favourites. What do you like in this race?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the two I thought was interesting in the race. He ran well at Newbury on his last start for Roger Charlton. This is a lot easier race. He's making his hand. He's running off a fair mark. The horse watchers have purchased him. They're shrewd enough. But the one I like is Heavenly Tale for Tristan Davison. Ran for Rafe Beckett last season. Cost 140,000 guineas. Was a little bit disappointing in the main, really. Was second on debut at Linkfield in a race that has really worked out, and was sixth and 2 maidens subsequently. They were pretty disappointing efforts in the whole. He's left Beckett for Davison for just 10,000. But Davison's a very shrewd trainer and maybe not everyone's aware of. He's a strike rate of 20% on the flat and a strike rate of 20% over jumps with a pretty small string. His record in Newcastle is quite eye-catching. He's 4 from 19 with 6 others hitting the frame. So over half his horses hit the places at Newcastle. And then Phil Dennis's book To Ride here, he's actually 5 from 10 when riding for Davison. So everything sort of points to a big run here. It's his handicap debut off a mark of 63. I think he can definitely give the favourite a run for his money. He's the one I like anyway.
Okay, we'll skip on then to the 135. Paddy's got a lovely special here. We're giving money back as a free bet if your selection finishes second, third or fourth to a maximum of a tenner. Got a bit of a shorty in this, Mutasami. Would you stick with the favourite or do you fancy anything else?
I really like the favourite. Now, he didn't show much in 3 runs and maidens all over a mile. One of the 2018 and twice early 2019. He was gelded prior to his handicap debut at Haydock when he was running off a mark of 69. Ran a lot better. Was only beaten a length by Mayfair Spirit. Now, the winner, third and sixth of all won from that race, so it's fair enough for him. He then went to Kempton for his second handicap start, was bumped up a pound to a mark of 70, and bolted up by 3 lengths in a decent time for the grade. Now, that race has worked out very well. The second, fourth, fifth and seventh have all won since. And though that race was last August, they've had a bit of time to win. He got £8 for that, but the time of the race suggests he's a cut above this grade, and he's up against main exposed types here. So I think he'll take a bit of beating, and he's been well supported early in the market.
Okay, so Mutasami there in that 135. Now we skip on then to the 505, one of a few extra place races we have. A race over a mile and 4.5 furlongs, this handicap. Now I see the Racing Post are napping up Ice Pyramid for Philip Kirby and Ben Curtis. Once again, we got 4 places. Is there anything here? Now I like a nice tasty each way price. Anything here catch your eye?
Well, Ice Pyramid ran a good time the last time at Newcastle, and he definitely looks to be progressive. You can definitely see why they've napped him. But the one I'm going to take a chance on is actually December 2nd, trained by Phil Kirby. This horse is very good in bumpers. He won at Ayr and Huntingdon, either side of finishing 6th in the Punchestown Champion bumper. He was only beaten 6 lengths in that race, and he was behind the likes of Colreevy, Abracadabra, Beacon Edge and Bitter and Santa Rosa. So it's a very good run, really. He had 3 runs in maidens on the flat then last year. Was second at Goodwood over mile 6 to Make My Day. That horse was rated 84. December 2nd was conceding £16 to him because of the weight for age. Cape Cavelli, who was in that race, was third. He won a maiden at Goodwood, was touched off at Sandown, handicap off 81. The 4th Caravan of Hope was touched off by the exciting Trushan and won its last 2 races, now rated 85. Even the 5th Black Calnisi won a handicap of 74. So that maid worked out well. He was then second to Promissory at Doncaster, conceding £16 again to him. That horse was placed in 2 Group 3s, and he was beaten a neck at Hamilton in the maiden as well. Then he went and made his handicap debut at Haydock last August with a mark of 82 over a trip of just shy of a mile and a half. And he absolutely bolted in off a mark of 82. He's got £10 for that, but on his bumper form, he still has scope off a mark of 92, and I think he's a fair each way play, particularly with the extra place.
That's 3 big picks from Frank ahead of the cracking card on Monday at Newcastle. And we'll be talking to Frank again tomorrow ahead of the cards from Newcastle and Kempton. Thanks a million, Frank.
See you there, Greg.